What do you see this election, this next election being, man?
I don't know. Though I don't think they're going to allow it to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think I think what I've been saying for the last few years is they're going to try to disrupt the world in such a way where the election is an afterthought, or even not even going back to what I said, bro. Like when we talk about the accountability that will be had by them giving up power, we're talking about life or death accountability. And when you think about life or death accountability, and you think about what you would do to avoid life or death accountability, very few of you would stand on your principles and morals and take the death. You would try to lie, cheat, and steal your way into like surviving. Yeah. And that's what I see here. I see very bad things for the future. I don't think that what happened in 2020 is even going to be comparable to what they have to do this time. I think it's going to be way worse. I think it's going to have real damaging effects. I think there's a potential that it could destroy our country completely in terms of our entire economy. I think it's very, very plausible that every single entrepreneur listening to the show right now does not have a business in 12 months. Like, I think that's how bad it could get. I think they could cut off the power. I think they could cut off technology. And I think they could put us in a stone age and say it was fucking China who did a cyber attack for 7 months and let the world just fucking destroy itself while they get away with what they did. I think there's all kinds of options, but I think the smallest option is that we actually have a free and fair election and get somebody in who actually got the votes. I think that's the smallest option. And I think we're in a position now where it's do or die in terms of, are you going to engage in this or are you going to bitch out? And I think if you don't engage in this, we very well could be where, I just said we would be at literally nothing. Zero. And, this all comes from the inability for people to, one, speak up, and two, look at people right in the face and say no. It's that simple. Had you looked at people who told you to put a mask on and said, no, I'm not doing it, the shit would have been flipped right away. But you all had to fly, and you all had to do this, and you all had to do that. So you just did it. And here we are. And so, I don't have an optimistic outlook. Yeah. Like, I really don't. And I'm not saying that to scare anybody. I'm not saying that to doom and gloom. I'm not saying that to be a dick. I just think the window of opportunity is closing at such a fast rate now where I don't know. Now, the only thing that does give me some hope is that, we do have people that are starting to stand up. We do have people that are starting to wake up. We do have people that are willing to use their voice. That's starting to happen. But dude, you're a year behind the game. Like, you guys need to get real loud, real fucking fast. And the one piece of like observation that gives me some hope, and like, dude, there's a lot of people out here, some of my friends included, who are like, Andy, you're overreacting. It's not that bad. Bro, you don't understand. You don't understand what these people are willing to do, okay? It just because you've been over here in your world doing your thing and you are skeptical of things, like, bro, go back and listen to the last 3 years of my show. I'm pretty confident, dude, I have the best track record of fucking anybody out there. Better than anybody. I don't think if there is someone, I don't know who the fuck they are. Okay? And I'm not saying that to brag, I'm saying that as a matter of actual fact. But I will say this. One thing that gives me some hope is that they seem to be afraid of the election. The media, the left, the whole Democratic establishment, they seem to be afraid of the election. Because if they weren't afraid of the election, they wouldn't be doing this witch hunt,
trying to get them removed off the ballot.
Yeah, trying to get them off the ballot, they wouldn't be doing these things. These things wouldn't be happening if there wasn't
a non-factor.
Yes, right. And so I think they have we've talked about plenty of times, I think they have the ability to cheat, but I don't think they have the ability to cheat. I think there's an error zone in there, like maybe it's 10%, right? Maybe they can fudge it like 10%, and if you get more than that, they can't fudge it anymore. And I actually think that's what happened in 2016. I think they've been fixing elections and fudging elections for, as long as we've been alive. Yeah. And I think in 2016, what happened was they were fudging the election with X amount of votes for Hillary Clinton, and this dude was so popular that he overcame that, and that's why they were so surprised.
Yeah, because they were so confident.
Yeah.
Like, if you go back and look at videos.
Hold on. Don't you remember the magazine that came out? The Time magazine or Newsweek?
That said she won.
Madam President?
Yep.
It came out. Mm-hmm. Like, they knew she was winning. And they were fucking shocked. And then they went into straight up, it was fraud, right?
The election was stolen.
Yes.
Like, they could argue.
Russia stole it. And then what happened? Then Hillary Clinton made up a document with Christopher Steele called the Steele Dossier, which implicated Trump in collusion with Russia to steal an election, which has been since proven to be completely fabricated by Hillary Clinton and this dude. And there's been no accountability for it whatsoever. None.
How much did that fudge the 2020 election?
Well, I'm just
that alone, not talking about the ballot hard.
Oh, you mean like people thinking that was true?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.